Hi, my name's Chris Norwood. I'm a Manchester tour guide. I've taken Karen today on a tour of sort of a hidden Manchester, if you like. Not off the beaten track, not the usual tourist haunts. We've been to Ancoats and we're now here in the Northern Quarter. Northern Quarter is a pretty exciting district of Manchester that's developed over the last 15 years. It's really the community that have developed and created this district, and lots of people who've got creative ideas and want to do different things have gravitated to the Northern Quarter and made it the real exciting, vibrant place it is. It's not corporate Manchester. You won't find a Starbucks or a Cafe Nero or whatever in this part of town. This is very different, with lots of independent shops, lots of independent retailers, lots of independent-minded people. But it's got a great history of its own. It's the old market district of Manchester, and that's why the tour we've done today has really taken into account both what the Northern Quarter used to be, how it declined, and then what it is today. And it's a real buzzing, happy place to be.
So, can you give maybe for first timers to Manchester? Not me, I have been here once before, but so long ago you could almost call me a first time visitor. 2 or 3 recommendations for the Northern Quarter. Do you have maybe a favourite cafe, a favourite pub, a favourite restaurant, or even if it's not your favourite one that you think people might enjoy and would give a sort of a flavour of the area, not just taste wise but sort of atmosphere and ambience wise?
Well, here we are sat outside Odd, and you know we've chosen this as a place to come for lunch because it's a good example of the type of bar that you'll get here in the Northern Quarter, but it's also one of the better ones. And it's got what you find here is more bars than pubs, really, in terms of atmosphere, good music, good ambience, different groups of people, lots of chatter, and that's and here we are out on the street as well. So that's the sort of thing that you're looking for in the Northern Quarter. And Odd is a great example of a kind of bar. For food, really. You've got to go for a rice and three, because this used to be an area that was dominated by the textile business, the rag trade, if you like, and more recently the community that was leading that was the Asian community, and they needed somewhere to go for lunch, and so lots of curry cafes sprang up, and we're lucky enough that many of them still survive. So you've got Al Faisal's, which is probably my favourite, Cabana, and This and That, which I think is also a lot of people like to go there. So basically, you go, I think it's £4.50, you get a plate of rice and you get a choice of 3 curries. You just take which one you want, you get pumped on your plate, you sit down, you eat them up. Water supplied free.
Well, unfortunately, due to having had breakfast at the hotel and going out with Carolyn tonight, I didn't think it was a good idea to have a big curry for lunch too. So that's a pity. We need to come back to try that some other time. So, what would you say, perhaps for visitors to Manchester, is unique about Manchester? Is it mainly the Northern Quarter, or would you say that there are other things you can do or place you can visit that would give you a flavour of the real Manchester?
Well, Ian Brown, the lead singer of the Stone Roses, famously said that Manchester's the only thing it's lacking is a beach. It's got everything except a beach. And I think that one of the great things about Manchester is it's big enough that it's got so much going on, but compact enough that you can get around fairly easily.
You can walk around it. So you could really use the old cliche, something for everyone except maybe sun worshippers.
We'll get a bit of sun. But
no, I meant for those that want to lie on the beach. I wasn't implying that the sun never shines in Manchester.
Well, I think the thing is that I lead guided tours, and that's, the reason I do that is because of my interest and passion in Manchester and what's happened here, its past, present, but also its future. One of the great things about from researching and doing guided tours is that there is so much unique and different about Manchester. So we've been to Ancoats today, which is the first industrial suburb. Manchester was the workshop of the world, and that was one of the centres of the cotton trade for the globe, not just for Manchester or for England. I do tours on radical Manchester, and that talks a lot about the struggles of the working class as it was being brought together here in Manchester, but also touches on some of the radical leaders like Frederick Engels, for example, who is a figure who people perhaps don't know, but his book, The Condition of the English Working Class, was written largely about his experiences here in Manchester in the 1840s, and he subsequently went on to spend 20 years here in Manchester, leading a bit of a double life really. By day he was a merchant, earning enough money for himself and for his best friend Carl.
So he was really bourgeois.
Yeah.
Superficially on at heart, who knows?
But at night, I mean, his girlfriend was Mary Burns, who was an Irish working class woman, and they used to go out in the working class districts. So there's so much fascinating stuff. Transport, the first passenger railway station is here in Manchester. You can still go and see it at the Museum of South Industry. Canals, the first canal came to Manchester, the Bridgewater Canal in 1861. So almost whichever way you look, we turn.
Well,
there's
it
something new and
sounds
different to say about
like,
Manchester.
forget your weekends in Barcelona, Prague, whatever. You Brits come and see more of your own country, because there's so much to do and see here for all people of different interests. So thanks very much for talking to me.